Hello YouTube and welcome to another vlog. So it is currently Saturday night and I think it's about 9:10, 9:15 and I am having a cutting party. I mean, if you follow me on Instagram, which if you don't you should, you've seen this already, but I'll show you guys quickly. So this is what my current situation looks like. All this is stuff that I have to cut out. It goes all the way to the end of the hallway. Mind you, I've cut out already all these cards. There's 26 because it's the alphabet, and these are the cards that my team teacher gave to me. She got them from the Target dollar spot. And then I cut out some of these. I'm pretty sure that I got these from First Grade Wow's blog spot. If you guys don't follow her, you need to. All of her units are free and they are amazing. I am using this as a game. I really hope it is from her. I'm pretty sure it is, or else I found it as a freebie on TPT. But pretty much we're learning place value, and so then we're gonna play a little game. Somebody will have a word. My high kids can have the word, my other kids will have the number, and then they'll have to match it with the place value blocks. But yeah, this is how I spend my Saturday night, and how I'll spend probably most of my Sunday. I was actually just laughing with Ronnie because I was like, this is what my life has come to. Sitting on my floor on a Saturday night, cutting out laminated things for my classroom. I might have not said it so cleanly because if you guys know me, I'm a sailor. If you don't know what that means, then you probably aren't one. My friend is actually the one that said that little phrase because she is too, and it's hilarious. Now that's what we say. But yeah. I don't know about you guys, but I know me and at least one of my other team teachers just are so different at work than we are in real life. And it's funny because I like to say, you know, the real Joanna is totally different than teacher Joanna. People that know me, oh, don't mind me waving my scissors around. People that know me only at work and then see me outside of work, they're like, wow, I would never imagine you like this, you know? And it's because at work, I keep it very professional. I'm pretty quiet at work. I don't know. I'm pretty quiet at work unless we are friends outside of work, or I'm really close, you know. I only have like 2 or 3 people at this new school that I'm at that actually know me, the real me. And I don't even think that much because I am more hesitant to open up to people at work just because, especially where I work right now, it's such a small town, and I don't want to say people are closed-minded, but they are very judgmental. Coming from a school in a district in Phoenix where it's totally different, the culture, everything is totally different at school, with teachers, with, you know, with students, with colleagues, it's totally different. And coming to a small town that is very reserved, it's just totally different. And I don't say the real me, I'm fake at work. I'm not fake. It's just I keep a lot of me in because, again, it's very judgmental. I think one of the hard things about teaching is that people don't realize that teachers are humans too. We have lives outside of our classroom. I have a family. I like to have fun. I don't just like doing stuff for school. I don't know if I'm explaining myself correctly. Anyways, I am just rambling right now when I should be cutting out this laminated stuff. But yeah. Oh, I was saying that we were just laughing because I said that this is what my life has come to, cutting out laminated stuff, which I'm sure my hand is gonna hurt tomorrow, but I'm gonna try to get as much as I can done right now. And I think I hear one of my kids crying, so that might not be very much. I will talk to you guys maybe tomorrow. So an hour and a half and a mess later, I'm finally done. I do want to show you guys a few of these things just in case you want to use them. I already showed you guys the leaf one where they find the number and then they have to match it with the place value blocks and the letter cards that I got laminated. I also got this I Spy Edition a 10 game. It was a freebie on TPT, so it's kind of like Edition Scoot. So I'll put each one of these cards on a desk, and then they'll all have a paper with letters A through Z. Just go around and find the sum. And then I'm really excited about this game right here because, as I told you guys in my last vlog, right now we are working on number sense, and then we're moving into place value, and they also have to find numbers. They also have to find missing numbers. So this game is called Missing Number Scoot, I think. And again, you put each one of these cards on a desk, and this was a freebie from Fun and First. And here's her name. And what they do is that they'll have a piece of paper, which again, numbers 1 through, I think there's 26 also. So they look at the number line and then they write down the number that's missing. And I also laminated the directions just because after we play it whole group, they are going to play it by themselves in a math center. This game is really going to help them because I know that in our next CFA they have 5 questions like this that they have to find the numbers in between. And these do go to double digits and even up to 120. And I know their test also goes up to 120 because the standard in first grade is to 120. And I also got this I Have Who Has game. So I have 3 Who Has 29, and this was from Play-Doh to Play-Doh. You guys could see the name right there. And I think there's 23 cards in total, which is perfect because I actually have 22 students now. So I'll be able to have one and start it. And again, it's just going to be working on place value. They have to be able to count the place value blocks and say I have that number and who has, and then the bottom number. Another freebie that I got off TPT was a pre-primer Dolch Word I Have Who Has game. As you can see, I've been really into I Have Who Has games, and I think they just have a lot of fun with them. I also told you guys that we are focusing on Dolch sight words, and a lot of my kids are in the pre-primer stage, which is the pre-kindergarten stage for sight words. So we will be playing this game whenever we have a few minutes. I have 3 Who Has Up, and then whoever has up, say I have up, who has A, just goes on like that. A few of the other things I laminated, this one also goes with the leaf game, and it just says what's the simplest way to show this number, so then they will have to count and write it down. We are working on verbs. I introduced them I think a week and a half ago. So here I'm going to put this on a center after we play it whole group, and we colored the pumpkin, so then they just circle the verb. And last but not least, some Magic E game board. These I got from Make, Take, Teach, and they will be able to play these during reading stations if they want to play with a friend. So they'll roll a cube, and then I'm going to have it to where if they roll 3, they have to read all 3 words. And if they get one wrong, they have to stop there, because I think that's way more motivational than just having them roll 3 and then go to that word, because they might not know the first 2. So anyways, that is all I cut. I will see you guys later. Good morning, guys. Happy Monday. Today is September 11th, and I am back in my classroom. I actually only have a little bit of time. I thought I was going to get here early, but apparently I didn't. I just got here around the same time that I always do. But it might be the fact that I went to Smith's to pick up some breakfast. And again, I'll show you guys quickly what I got. You guys have seen this tray multiple times. So I just got this tray, and then I just got like a stick of pepperoni that's stuck in there, so I'm not gonna try to get it out. But in this Walmart bag is all the stuff that I printed this weekend, plus all the stuff that I cut out. I'm not sure if you guys saw my Instagram feed over the weekend, but I had a huge roll of laminated things to cut out, so that's what I did. It only took me about an hour and a half. Actually, I think I put it at the beginning of this video also. So anyways, I went to Target this weekend because I thought the back to school stuff was on clearance, but apparently I was a little too late because everything was gone. Like all the notebooks, all the pencils, everything was gone. And I don't live near a Target. The closest Target to my house is about 40 minutes away, 45 minutes away. So it's not like I go all the time. Like when I lived in Phoenix, I lived by like 3 Targets, so I could just drive there within 5 minutes. So I would be checking all the time, but here I don't. And the only things that I bought was this Play-Doh like bakery shop set. I got it for $1.48. It used to be $5, and I actually got it for my daughter, but I think I might have my kids here use it. Also got 2 of these, and these weren't on clearance. They were just, I think, $2 or $2.99. Again, for morning tubs. But I'm not gonna put those in morning tubs until I rotate my morning tubs, if that makes sense. So like I was saying, they have 3 weeks left with the current morning tubs. That way everybody gets the chance to have each one. And then the next one I will add the Play-Doh, and I'm also thinking of adding this modeling clay. I actually did get this one on clearance, and I got it for $1.38, which it wasn't that much on clearance because it was only $2 before, but I picked up 2 of these, and I also think I might use this for like word work. So yeah, right now I need to print out the sub plans for my room buddy, so I gotta go pick them up in the office because the printer in our pod, we can't use it anymore. I'll just leave it at that. We can't use it anymore, and so I have to go pick it up in the office. And what else? That's pretty much all I'm gonna do. I cleaned up my room after Flex Friday, so I don't really have much to do. I might just, I'm gonna go get the Chromebooks also so they're ready for the morning. And that's it. I will talk to you guys later. Hey guys, so it's the end of the day and I just got back to my classroom. The rest of the day was alright. I don't think I've talked to you guys since the morning, actually. So at specials we had our data meeting, and looking at the data, I think my class and one other person's class were the highest CFA scores. So that was pretty nice to see. But we'll see how they do on the B test, so the second time that we give it to them, which it's not the same exact problems. They're very, very similar, but they're not the same exact problems. And the reason I'm like, hopefully they stay the same or improve is because, you know, we moved on to another standard, so now we're not just talking about shapes. So that'll really tell me if they actually retain the information or if they only retained it while we were talking about it every single day. So I'm curious to see those scores. What else? I had my assistant principal come in and observe me today. I swear, I feel like I've gotten observed every single week since the second week of school. And I know that they have to, but it's like, I don't know. It just kind of throws me off. You know, you always get a little nervous when they come in, and I'm not that happy with the scores that I got. Just because we were doing writer's workshop again, and I don't have them like type or anything like that. I don't have them use it. I don't have them do writer's workshop on anything with technology. It's literally paper and pencil. And so I got docked, or not docked, but it says I only got a 1 because it wasn't evident, which of course, because I didn't have any technology for that. So that lowered my score, and I don't know. I'm upset about that. I might meet with her and just say, okay, how can I incorporate technology into writer's workshop? Because yes, I could show a video, but writer's workshop is such a short amount of time. It's literally from like 10:15 to 10:45, and then I have to like have them clean up so we can get started on math, because math is taking a really long time still. So it's really only like 30 minutes. So what I do is I just meet with them back there, and that little shelf that you see, that's actually a whiteboard. So I tell them that we're focusing on for that day, and then I use an example. Like today it was small moments. So okay, we all have small moments in our lives, and throughout our days. And then I talked about a small moment of mine, and I said, okay, this morning, which I totally made it up because I didn't eat Cheerios, but this morning, see, I got up, I took a shower, I brushed my teeth, I ate breakfast, then I came to school. Okay, I'm gonna pick that I ate breakfast, so I'm gonna take that small moment and stretch it out. So I'm gonna first sketch out a picture of what I did. So then I like drew a bowl of Cheerios and then me at the table, and then I just wrote the word yum in a bubble, and then I wrote, this morning for breakfast I had cereal. First I took out a bowl and poured the Cheerios in. Next I added milk and I sat at the table. Then I ate my delicious cereal. Last, I cleaned up my bowl. That was my very, very simple paragraph. I forgot where I was going with this. So then I demonstrate the skill, I model it, and then we talk about, okay, what are some small moments that you've had today? And so then I had them think for a minute and make a movie in their head about what they were going to be writing about. And then after that I had them share with a partner, like the small moment I'm going to write about is, and then they told their partner, and then they got to writing. And then I walked around and I read everybody's, or I had them read it to me, and then I picked the student to read out her writing, and hers was really good. We had a fire drill this morning again. I swear we've had 3 fire drills already since school started, and we're a month in, literally a month and a week, I think, by this Thursday. So then she just read out hers, and she said, first I heard a loud sound. It was the fire alarm. Then we walked outside. Suddenly the loud noise was gone and we all came back to the classroom. So I thought that was a really good story, because the rest of them are still having a little bit of issues writing related sentences. But yeah, that was it. That was what she observed. Those 30 minutes was what she observed. So I don't know, I'm thinking I might go and conference with her and just kind of ask, like, how can I incorporate technology into this? What would you like to see for next time so I can improve it? Other than that, I have to write my kids' conference times on these name labels that the office printed out for us, and I won't pass those out till Wednesday though, because it's reminding parents their conference time for the next day, and that we get out at 12:50. I've been talking to you guys already for about 6 or 7 minutes, so I need to go because I need to call a few parents that did not turn in the conference forms. I need to call them because admin, as I'm sure at every other school, wants 100% attendance, which honestly, just in my case, has never ever happened. I've always had like 3 or 4 parents not show up even though they scheduled and confirmed the conference, which is very frustrating. I really hope that doesn't happen this year. So I am about to call 6 parents that haven't even turned in the conference form back to where they picked the 3 choices. I only have 2 time slots left. There was only 18 slots in our time, and I have 22 kids. So, and nobody only has 18 kids at this school, nobody besides preschool. So I need to call and see if they either want to meet, you know, tomorrow before school or after school, or Wednesday before or after school, or we can even do a phone conference. So that's what I'm about to do. So I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Good morning, guys. So I might start filming like this because I feel like the lighting looks so much better than when I turned the lights on, because I was watching my last video that I posted and just like making sure that the lighting was all right, and it was horrible. Like when I turn on these lights, I look so yellow and oily that it's gross. So I think I'm just, right now the lights are off and I'm just standing by a window, but the windows, only one is open because one is the other one, because the other one is the one that I couldn't get to close during the lockdown. If you anyways, right now it is pretty late. It is 7:20. I got here at like 7:13 because I stopped at Smith's and I got like this little oatmeal thing because I was starving. And then I'm about to come to school because Smith's is literally like across the street from my school, and I realized that my son's water cup was still in my car. So because I had put it in the cup holder instead of the bag, so I had to go all the way back to the daycare, drop it off, and then come. And then when I got here at the teacher's lounge, I just added water to heat up the oatmeal. And it says to cook it for 2.5 minutes, and it cooked for 2 minutes, and it started leaking through the bottom, or I don't know if it just like boiled over, because it's not leaking anymore, so it probably boiled over. But I was like, what the heck? So then I had to clean that up. Then I finally got to my classroom, and now it's late. I have to get the kids in about 10 minutes. I'm not really going to do much, just put my stuff away, maybe eat my oatmeal if it cools down enough, and get out the phonogram cards for today. And that's pretty much it. So I will talk to you guys later today. I don't think that I mentioned yesterday that after specials, I had all of them get on the Chromebooks and do Moby Max for 2 reasons. One, they were being super crazy last week during mass stations. So I decided that yesterday they were not going to have mass stations, and my para is doing PPS, which is like progress monitoring, or some of you guys might have dibbles. So she is using that time to PPS my kids. And I really wanted them to take the placement test, so then when they log in next time, it's just like fun games for them and things like that, because the placement test takes a while. So I had them log in, I helped them all. I showed them on a Chromebook using one of my students. I just showed them, we went step by step how to log in, how to get in, and then they did that. Hey guys, so it is currently Friday, and you're actually sitting in my living room with me. I am really bummed because today I was editing my video, this video that you're watching, and I went to add a text into one of the frames, and then iMovie just like kept showing that little circle like it's thinking. So it did it for like 30 minutes and it didn't move. So then I just was like, okay, whatever. So I closed my laptop, and then I opened it back up this morning to try to finish, and it was still doing it. So I just had to like force quit iMovie. And when I did that, it deleted all of the footage that I had imported Thursday morning. So as you guys know, I vlog on my phone. Right now I'm vlogging on an actual camera because I'm at home, but I vlog on my phone at school. And so when I run out of storage, I just import it into iMovie, and then I delete it out of my phone so I can have more space. So when I did that, because usually even if I close my laptop, it'll still save onto iMovie, and that's never been an issue. If you guys remember the very first time that I lost footage was because I was editing on my phone, and I didn't know that I don't know, it was just a dumb mistake, but I was editing on my phone, not on my computer. So I was really bummed that I lost all that footage. The only clip that I have left is one that I filmed last night at the end of the night, and I was already home. And I really am so upset about it because I had a lot of good footage that I really wanted to share with you guys. So I'm going to quickly try to run through it. So I think the last clip you saw was me explaining that Tuesday during mass stations, all they were going to do was be on Chromebooks again because my para was still testing. And they actually were on Chromebooks for Wednesday as well. So then Wednesday I told you guys that on Tuesday I had a planning meeting, and I was really happy because my assistant principal was in the meeting, and she let us know that the walkthroughs that she had been doing were specifically to see what students did while we taught. It had nothing to do with the teacher. It has nothing to do with our formal evaluation. And I honestly said, you know what, thank you so much for saying that, because I was worried because I didn't incorporate technology when you walked in, and that brought my score down. So I was really bummed, and so that kind of worried me. And she said, oh no, don't worry about that. She said, even if you had used technology, the rubric says that in order to receive that point, students must be on technology researching, and then using that research to come up like with a paper or something. And she let us know that the only reason that they use that tool is because it's mandated by the DO, and it started at the high school, and really it's geared more towards high school, because in the student collaboration I also lost the point. And she said that it's the wording. In order to get the point, students must collaborate, so share their work, and then like student A shares their work and student B tells them this is what you need to fix, and then student A fixes it. And in first grade, that's pretty unrealistic at this point. We are only a month in, almost a month and a half, so that's really unrealistic at this point. So I was super happy after that meeting because it just kind of eased my mind. On Wednesday, I also didn't really get to talk to you guys that much. I told you that, and then I told you that I hadn't really had time to talk to you because I did have morning duty on Wednesday, and then during specials I had a meeting with a parent that my assistant principal was also in, and I left that meeting feeling really good because the mom just pretty much thanked me for everything that I do, and she said that she kind of was a bit hesitant when she first met me because I am so young. And she said that she was really glad that, pretty much she's glad that she was wrong, kind of, because she said that her son, who is in my class, as well as her daughter, who is a student in junior high, have had young teachers before that just weren't very helpful, or maybe just didn't know what to do because of their lack of experience. And she said that she was really happy, and she was telling my assistant principal that she's really glad that I work with her. We talk almost every single day about her son, about his progress and things like that, and he's making really great progress. But anyways, I'm getting off topic. So she just pretty much said that she's happy that he's in my class and that I work so hard with her and with him to make things easier, and that just made me feel really good. I'm not sure if she thinks I'm like super young, because I'm not. I mean, I think I've told you guys I am 25. My first year teaching, I was 20, and I turned 21 3 months into teaching. So that was fun. And back then, my first year teaching, although I was so young, I don't think any parents had issues with it because they were all so young. Like, a lot of the parents in my first class were as old as I was, or maybe a year or two older than me, believe it or not. But then as year 2, year 3 went on, I got older and older parents, and I could kind of see the look on their face on some of them that were just hesitant because I'm young, or because I was young. But I don't know, I feel like I've always had pretty good behavior management skills, and that is a huge part in teaching, is behavior management. So I left that meeting leaving pretty well because of what this parent said to me and to my assistant principal. And then my assistant principal also let her know about the tool that she had used to observe me, and she said, I wish you could see the way her classroom is. Like, they have different areas where they go to learn. So they have an area specifically for where she reads to them. They have an area for writer's workshop. And the transitions just move so well, so smoothly. They know exactly what they're expected to do. They get up and do it. She was like, I actually went and observed her yesterday, and I really wish that it would have been a formal observation, because I really wanted her to jot down and tell her everything that she was doing great. But unfortunately, it was another observation tool that I was using, so I couldn't. So I honestly left Wednesday feeling really good about teaching. I don't know, a few times I've gotten a bit down this year, like, oh man, am I doing a good job? And I feel like as educators, we always kind of doubt ourselves, like, can I do better? And I know for sure that I have been feeling like that, or I have felt like that in these last few weeks. So hearing that from an admin, and also hearing that from a parent, just like reassured me that I'm doing a good job and to keep doing it. So I was really happy about that. Fast forward to yesterday, which was Thursday. Good morning, guys. It is Thursday and teacher conferences, so the kids are going to leave at 12:50, and then I stay till 7:30 conducting conferences. And I thought I would show you guys my outfit today. I am just wearing this hot pink shirt that has some gold detail buttons here. With these bottoms, they go all the way down, and they are just black, and these little splotches are kind of tan, grayish, a mix between tan and gray, and I think it looks pretty cute. I did put a headband in because I needed my hair to look a little more decent than it has been. But anyways, right now, all I'm gonna do is try to eat some breakfast. I did stop at Smith's to get a few more things to put in my lunch pail because I will have to stay till 7:30. I have no breaks in between my conferences. They start from 1:15 all the way till 7:30. So I had to stop and just get some things to be able to like snack on in between conferences, especially because our lunch is pretty early today. It's like at 11:15 instead of at 11:50 or 12, whatever time I actually get to eat. So it's a little earlier. And honestly, all I'm gonna do right now is just relax, and I really hope that my kids are really well behaved today. They know it's a half day, and in this district the only times there are half days is when there are parent teacher conferences. So today's a half day, there will be one in October, and there will be one in March, and those are the only half days ever in this district. So they tend to be a little more rowdy, but I really hope that they behave themselves. So anyways, I'm just blabbing on right now. I don't know if you guys really can see my makeup. I went pretty natural, but I still put a little more effort than I do normally. But anyways, I will talk to you guys later. Bye. Hey guys, so conferences are over and I am back at home. Finally, it's been a really long day. I was at school at 7 o'clock and didn't leave until 7:20. My last conference was at 7, and but I am so happy to report that this year is probably by far the best year that I've had conference-wise. I only had one parent not show up that confirmed. So, and that is totally different for me because every single year in my 5 years of teaching, every single year I've had at least 4 not show up that did confirm. So that was really refreshing. It was also really nice that a lot of the parents feel very supported in their child's education. They feel like I'm doing a great job, and they voiced that to me. A lot of them did show some concern at Meet the Teacher Night back in August because their child just was not doing very well in school and they didn't want to go to school. They didn't per se like their teacher. And I am so happy to say that none of my parents said that that was an issue this year. They all said that their child loved going to school, they loved what they were learning, and then when they would come home and they would ask them, how was your day? They would all say, it was great, we did this, and they would explain what we did. So that was really nice to hear. I'm really glad that the kids are enjoying their time in my classroom, and I'm really glad that the parents actually voiced that to me. There were a couple tough conferences where I did have to speak about behavior and even just academics, but that, you know, that's normal, especially, that's normal. But anyways, I didn't really get to talk to you guys today because I told you guys, well, I'm waiting for my conference, and then I just pretty much let you go. So I guess I will do a quick rundown of how today went. Overall, it was a really good day. My kids were on task the whole time. Yes, they did leave at 12:50, so they only had half the, you know, they did have about 3 hours less. No, they did have about 2 hours less, but still, usually on half days, kids are a little wild because they know they're going home early, but that wasn't the case today. They worked very hard. Morning tubs went so well, and they cleaned. Luckily, I haven't had to enforce the rule about if you don't clean up your morning tub on time, then you don't get morning tubs the next day. All my kids are cleaning up very nicely. They're trying to hurry up, and they're showing me that they're ready to start. And apparently, and really, they do love morning tubs. Some of them were even showing the morning tubs to their parents today during conferences, so that was really nice. If you guys want to see a video on my morning tubs and what I plan to do on my next rotation of morning tubs, just let me know down below. I did do a morning tub haul about a month and a half ago, and I do use quite a bit of that stuff. I really am thinking of doing a Donuts Choose project to get more morning tub materials because I really want to get Connects and Lincoln Logs and Legos and things like that. And as most of you know, those are pretty expensive even on Amazon. So I'm really thinking of doing a Donuts Choose project for that. I've never wrote one, so I'm a little nervous, but I've heard it's pretty easy. But anyways, after morning tubs, they had their phonogram test, and then we did their spelling test. After the spelling test, they had I did read a story off Sanford Harmony that just talked about how to find things in common with somebody, and I had them discuss and really try to figure out something that they had in common with somebody around them, and that went really good. I really think they enjoy the Sanford Harmony text because it's at their level for the most part. They understand it's not too complex, and the lessons it teaches are well-rounded. If you don't know, Sanford Harmony deals with building communities and really helping kids understand that they need to be kind to others and how to be a good friend, things like that. If you have never heard of it, I had never heard of it before this year, so if you haven't heard of it, just check them out. It's Sanford, SANFORD, Harmony. Just Google it, and I'm sure you'll find quite a bit of things. So after that, we went to recess, and then after recess, I had them do the math shape CFA, the B, part B, and as I mentioned earlier in this video, I was pretty nervous for them to take it because I didn't know if they had retained the information that they learned, and I am so happy to report that only 3 of my kids' scores lowered than the first test, and they only lowered by about 2 or 3 points, so they still passed. It wasn't a huge drop. I did notice that the ones that they missed are the ones that they had to write, like what's the same and different about the shape. Those kinds of questions really got to them. Most of them passed, and most of them didn't even lower their score from the first one, so that really showed me that they are retaining information, and I was really happy about that. After their math test, we went to lunch because, as I told you guys yesterday, or this morning, we did have lunch at 11:20 instead of 11:50. So after lunch, then they just used the Chromebooks for the last about 35 minutes, and then we packed up and they went home, and then conferences started. So as you can see, it was a pretty good day. We did get work done. They were on task. It just went really well, and I really hope that Monday is the same way. I am so ready for my 3-day weekend. This weekend is the only 3-day weekend I have in September, so I'm really looking forward to pretty much cleaning my house and then doing nothing for the whole weekend. My lesson plans for next week are done. I had all my copies made and stuff before the week was up, so I don't really have to worry about anything this weekend. I actually inputted grades in also time between when the kids left and when my first conference was, so I really don't have anything to worry about this weekend, so I'm gonna rest. I really hope that if you've had conferences already, that they went by really well. Anyways, I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another teacher vlog. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.